Well, good morning, everyone. As we say in the Air Force, let's have an on-time takeoff. I'm Byron Hepburn. I'm the director of the Military Health Institute, and it's an honor to see all of you here today to honor our nation's veterans, their families, and we're also going to honor our men and women that are still in uniform. And we have a number of them with us today. We've got from the deep sea, our Navy colleagues. We have a Air Guardsman. We have we have also men and women that are not with us today that are in our university, throughout our university, that are wearing reserve uniforms on the weekend, and we want to honor them, like Dr. Eastridge, who's still deploying as a trauma surgeon, as an example. The next thing I'd really like to honor and recognize is our veterans that are in the room today. They really are distinguished visitors today, so could we raise our hands and let's give you a round of applause. Now we have a number of our university senior leaders. Our president is with us today, Dr. Henrich. I see our chief operating officer, Mr. Black, our VPR, Dr. Giafrida, and the most important person in the room is Andrea Marks, who writes the checks for all of us. So let's give her a round of applause. No, in all seriousness, I see my better half, Debbie. Those that have served in uniform know that it's a team sport, and we couldn't do what we do or did do in former life without our families, our friends, our mothers and fathers. They're there taking care of the activity at home when we're deployed to Bosnia or Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. So let's give our family members a round of applause. Now let's get started on the right foot by honoring our nation's flag and our nation and what it stands for with the rendition of our national anthem by Anna Rodriguez.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets wrecked the lair, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
So much. Good. Anna, the Metropolitan Opera's going to be grabbing her. I tell you, this is awesome. That was a beautiful rendition, Anna. Thank you so much. All right, this is going to be the hardest part of my day. All right. Well, this is a day to celebrate and honor our American veterans for their patriotism, love of country, and willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. It's this selfless service by those who have served in the Army, the Navy, Marine, Air Force, and Coast Guard that we're here to recognize today. As President Lincoln stated in his second inaugural address, it is our solemn duty to care for him who shall have borne the battle. And that's what we do here at UT Health San Antonio every day, every week. We are very fortunate to work for a university as well as in a city that cherishes and honors our servicemen and women. Our Health Science Center was founded almost 50 years ago with a significant contribution from the military medical community. and continues to benefit from our commitment to being Military City USA. And I would add, we all should be proud of the fact that we're a military medical city USA as well. We're leading the nation in advances in science and technology in the care of our veterans and their families. Our veterans here at UT Health San Antonio, whether they are faculty, staff, or students, contribute to our university in many ways. One, they continue to live their service core values such as integrity, service, and excellence. You know, just before starting this, I was talking to one of our staff members who's over at the Cancer Center. She was a Marine drill sergeant. Don't you think her integrity and discipline and commitment to excellence is seen every day? You know it is. They understand the importance of interdisciplinary team. They understand what teamwork's all about to achieve mission success, and being respected leaders and followers. And because of their military experiences, they often have a maturity and a life purpose that is well beyond their years. And as a result, they're role models in their departments, their institutes, and their schools. We're indeed fortunate to have them among us. Our university is committed to improving the health of our service members, veterans, and their families. To facilitate that commitment, the Military Health Institute was established in 2014 with a clear focus on collaborating more and effectively with the Department of Defense and the Veterans Affairs and like-minded organizations around the nation, and even to some extent, international partners. I'd now like to welcome Dr. Lark Ford to the podium. Dr. Ford, Lark, why don't you come on up? Joined the nursing faculty here in the fall of 2006, following her retirement in the rank of colonel with over 33 years of service in the United States Army Nurse Corps. Her final assignment in the Army was Deputy Commander for Nursing, Brooke Army Medical Center, and as the Chief Nurse Executive for the Great Plains Regional Medical Command. Every day, Lark brings a wealth of leadership, organizational, educational, and clinical expertise to the School of Nursing. Among her many awards she has received as a professor, in 2015 she was inducted into the San Antonio Women's Hall of Fame for her selfless service and support to the community, above and beyond the call of duty. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Lark Ford.
Thank you very much, sir. Trust me, I opened this notebook, but there's really only 2 pages there, and they're big lines, so it'll be done in about 3 minutes. I'm going to tell you, General Hepburn, there you go, I've already promoted you, but General Hepburn said, Lark, I'm so glad you're here. I said, did I have any choice? As a colonel in the military, we always follow what our generals are saying. So, President Hendrick, I give you that honor. I'm here for you, like Allstate. Having served in the United States Army and the Army Nurse Corps for 33 years, I am honored to be here today. The Army Nurse Corps has been serving our great armed forces for over 100 years, and this is for the Army Nurse Corps. To be exact, 116 years. We celebrate as of the 2nd of February, 1901, and we continue to serve this great country. My speech today is a tribute to the women and the women veterans that are in the room. Not that I'm saying anything less for the men, but I'm a woman, so I'm going to concentrate on the women who have served this great country. I'm going to start with a lieutenant. Adelita Lutz is one of the most celebrated women war heroes of World War II. As a first lieutenant, an Army flight nurse, Alita flew 196 missions, evacuating 3,500 men. She earned 6 battle stars before her death, November 1st of 1944. I think it's so appropriate that we are celebrating today, and I mentioned her today because this is something I didn't know, so I did my research on her. She was born November 9th, so we're celebrating a day after her birthday, and she died November 1st, so we're celebrating Veterans Day in her honor, so we can do that. She was recorded as the first military woman to die in combat zone in World War II. Adelita was awarded the Air Medal 4 times, the Oakley Cluster, the Red Cross Medal, and the Purple Heart. She was also the first nurse to receive, after her death, from President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Distinguished Flying Cross. This is the nation's second highest military honor, honoring Alida, the second woman to receive this decoration other than Amelia Earhart. I'm only talking about women here. Keep it in mind. Her citation read, "For extraordinary achievement. Throughout her long period of service, First Lieutenant Lutz distinguished herself through superior professional skill and courage. Her selfless devotion to duty, outstanding proficiency has reflected the highest credit upon herself, the armed forces, for the United States. Her resourcefulness and determination has been a high inspiration those serving with her." Today, we honor that, but tomorrow is November 11th. People throughout our country will gather together to remember, honor, and pay tribute to those who've served our country. I, like many others, will recognize and continue to honor the brave women and men who have served this great nation. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today and share this story about Adelita. Thank you, General Hendrick. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lark, and thank you for your leadership every day in the School of Nursing and all your colleagues there. I know within the School of Nursing, it's just full of veterans and also some guardsmen and reservists that are actually serving as well. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit. We're going to have another speaker that's going to bring a different perspective to Veterans Day. If Michelle Vasquez could come forward. Michelle, who is our Director of Marketing for our Military Health Institute and also for the School of Medicine, is the daughter of a military veteran, World War II vet. But also a number of her family members are veterans. So I want to give a family perspective to this discussion today and celebration. So Michelle, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Hepburn. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I'm very proud to say that my dad and all of his brothers, he was one of 15, served in the military during conflicts of World War II and the Korean War. I appreciate the fact that our family's heritage contributed to upholding our liberty and our freedom. Growing up, I heard stories of how my dad became a sergeant major. He was 19 years old. And because it was before my time, I don't believe I understood the magnitude of his service. Simply put, I did not understand that freedom is not free because my own family was home safely. Since those early years, I have been exposed to the conflicts we have experienced worldwide as a civilian. Here in Military City, USA, I have had friends and other family in the military and better understand firsthand that liberty comes at a cost to the men and women who are deployed, who leave their families behind in the name of our freedom and who return forever changed. And now, here working with the Military Health Institute, I feel humbled to work alongside so many reserve, active duty, and veterans dedicated to making the world a better place to live in and helping our warfighters here and abroad. So coming full circle, I am proud to say my dad served and have gratitude that the military values that so deeply ingrained in my father were shared in our household. The importance of family, of teamwork, respect, humility, and a clear sense of purpose and mission. I appreciate this way of life. So to all of you, I say thank you. Thank you for your serving, thank you for your commitment and dedication to one another and to our country. Thank you very much.
Beautiful words and heartfelt. Thank you, Michelle. Well, let's have our president, if you could, sir, if you could come up, and we want to round out this discussion this morning with Dr. Hendrich's comments. He's a distinguished academician, leader, educator, and we're honored to have him as our president. He's been a stalwart supporter of our veterans and our military health institute. Dr. Hendrich. Thank
you. Thanks, Byron, and good morning, everybody. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with Lark Ford, who promoted me to general this morning, and it's been missing from my life. So it's important, and it is completely appropriate to pause for a moment, for a few moments, and offer our heartfelt respect and appreciation to our veterans, to our retired military, to active duty and reserve service members for the important role they've played for our country. And Michelle has captured that as Dr. Ford and Dr. Hepburn. It's a cliche to say it, and I'm guilty of it, speaking only for myself, that this is a service that we take for granted. We take for granted and don't think about every day the people who stand at post in dangerous parts of the world, who accomplish dangerous missions on behalf of our country that contributes to our safety. We don't think about it because it's been a constant in our lives. We don't think about it because there's so many other issues that take precedent in our lives. In my life, I had the privilege in the first part of my academic career of working as the chief of the kidney service and the associate chief of staff for research at the Veterans Hospital in Dallas. A busy service, a busy hospital, and it was the privilege of my life. It was the privilege of my life to hear these stories. I remember so vividly all of the stories that I heard from these accomplished men and women, and it deepened my understanding in a profound way about what it means to serve. More recently, my son-in-law, Keith, is a major in the United States Air Force, and he is currently stationed in Rhode Island, was here for a while, and I've become acutely aware of the service and sacrifice of families as they move around from place to place. Most importantly, because they keep moving my grandchildren around from place to place. But seeing him go to places that are not safe, he's an attorney, and you wouldn't think that they would send attorneys to places that were in harm's way. Or you might wish that they would send attorneys to places that were in harm's way. But seriously, they send him to places that aren't completely safe, and I worry about him and worry about where he's posted. So it's brought home to me in a personal way, again, what this sacrifice means, what it means for people who do this, how selflessly they give of themselves for each of us. So we are grateful to them. As Dr. Hepburn has already mentioned, it's not only that this place and this institution, this university, should be grateful to these men and women for what they do every day in defense of our country. It's for the fact that this whole university would not exist were it not for them. We were founded as a medical school in 1959. It didn't become a health science center. It didn't become a reality until the late 1960s. And it was in large part because the staffing of the medical school could be accomplished by relationships that existed between the military that allowed it to stand up and allowed it to advance in its path to excellence. It would not have happened had it not been for San Antonio's concentration of military facilities. The highest ranked professional school in the University of Texas, in the entire University of Texas, is our dental school. And it was formed because retiring Air Force dentists didn't want to leave San Antonio. And it became the most distinguished school in the whole panorama of schools in the University of Texas portfolio. Continues to be a superb asset for our Health Science Center. So we have education missions that are active and aided in collaboration with the military, our clerkships, our physician assistant programs. Our mission of research is in collaboration with many programs at Fort Sam, the Strong Star CAP program that has enlightened us about the perils of post-traumatic stress disorder. All of these things are in collaboration with them. And then our clinical mission, our special clinical mission in the area of trauma, which so tragically came to light last weekend. 9 victims of the shootings just east of here were treated brilliantly by the trauma team that is shared between SAMC and the Health Science Center. Lives saved because of this important collaboration, which, by the way, the audience should know this, is a unique collaboration, a one-off collaboration that does not exist in any other city or any other place on the planet. Splits trauma between SAMC and the Health Science Center, University Health System, our clinical partner, and provides military readiness training for our servicemen and women, so when they have to be deployed, they are ready to take care of injured troops. And in the case I just mentioned, just recently injured civilians. So we have a commitment to them. We have an ongoing commitment to continue this relationship, to broaden it, to deepen it. It would be the cliche and understatement of the year to say that we are grateful for it. It is essential for us. 15% of our faculty are retired military. 15%, 1 in 7. These individuals who come to us on the faculty understand team play. They're very good clinicians, very good educators. They understand hierarchy and process, and they respect it. And so they're ideal for working in an institution like ours, which depends on these values, depends on this code of conduct, this aspiration to excellence. So we're lucky. We are fortunate indeed that we are in this place, in this university, where pausing like this for a moment to respect and honor our veterans, our active duty men and service women, is part of our lives, truly part of our lives. So I'm grateful for each of you. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm very grateful for the Military Health Institute and for Byron's leadership. And I look forward to many continued successful years of collaboration. Thank you very much for being here.
Well, as Dr. Henrich just said, this is a team sport, and we couldn't have had this event today without our team members. I'm looking at Mr. Brown, Navy captain, retired Naval Academy graduate who organized this, but it was a team of teams that have done this, and let's give them a round of applause. I also want to give a shout out to our Army Baylor MHA student, Commander Elms. Commander Elms, thank you so much for getting the flags, and we really, this just underscores the team sport here with all the service flags behind me, so thank you so much for doing that. This concludes the formal portion of our event this morning. We're going to have coffee and fellowship afterwards. This is something Michelle has asked me to do. I'm still in the last century, so she's educating me on social media. So for those of you that use social media, and I'm getting there, please tag UTUSCA for Twitter and UT Health Science Center for Instagram. I know those things are out there, but I haven't been there. Hashtag MHI and hashtag UT Health San Antonio. And if you're in there, just say good things about all the good things that we're doing, but more importantly, our veterans and their families are doing. God bless you all, and God bless America.